We arrive back on bank here with round number 5. TSM over Parabellum right now, a 4-0 lead.
Yeah, I mean, we've been watching the past 4 rounds with a lot of criticism for PB. TSM have handled their aggression really well. It's odd to see PB struggling in the early rounds. As we know, they're a very aggressive team. Despite their aggression, they have a very deep strat book, and they usually thrive, with those aggressive roams, getting early picks, falling back, and such. But TSM have controlled every single round thus far, doing an incredible job of making sure the roam doesn't get too crazy, making sure that when Parabellum do play on site, TSM have all their boxes checked off before going for that execute. I really admire how TSM has been playing. They look way better than they did in this past stage of NAL, remember, because they didn't make the Sweden major. They missed out on the auto quality invite, but they're looking really good to maybe even win this qual here.
Of course, that's their goal. That's Parabellum's goal. And I suppose, the solace you could say for Parabellum fans is that, yes, they don't have any rounds so far, but Bank, for the most part, has been that attacker-sided map. So if Parabellum can get these remaining 2 rounds, they can go into their attacking half with a bit more confidence, and hopefully that can put everyone at ease a little bit. But you have to remember, Harrison, that we are sitting, at a pretty problematic turning point for Parabellum if they can't get these next 2 rounds, of course. If TSM, get that 5th, even that 6th round, attacker-sided map or not, it is a tall ask for any team to go against TSM and get every single attacking round under their belt here. So Parabellum, with this round 5, they are looking to make a statement.
Yeah, like you said, being down 1-5 after a half on any map in the pool, on any side, attacker, defense, is always tough to come back from. I think the only map that I can remember in, Siege's comp history where it was, okay to go down 5-1 was maybe on your theme park attack, but wow. Bolo is simply going to peek the window, and Dome Spirits playing top square. We've seen Parabellum play this roam on basement before. TSM handled it well before, and it seems like they're on track to do just that, with Mozzie going down very early on and TSM starting to lord over that top floor.
And you can see how, Parabellum, clearly they're scrambling on this second floor. They want to hold this roam as long as they can, but they're already getting cut away. Melted will fall. Penguin will get a good trade there, taking down Bolo, the player who, in fact, took out 2 of Penguin's teammates a moment ago. But Parabellum are still sitting in this disadvantage. And, not to mention, they still are spread out all across this map. Eska, even still on this top floor, needs to get back to site because soon enough, your teammates are going to fall around you. TSM, they are looking to clear out this roam expeditiously, and with Penguin and Kool-Aid both lit up, Eska also not at full HP, TSM's clear is looking rather successful.
Like I said, it's been a quick affair so far. All of Parabellum have been softened up, and TSM had those 2 opening frags within a minute. Now they're going to start to hit the brakes, saying we have quite the ample amount of time to make sure that none of these roamers can, get jiggy with it and start to push out. Chala's going to make his way through Archives, but Eska's there at bottom square to find that pick and even up that man count, but he's not able to get away. Luckily, Kool-Aid's there for the refrag, but he will take a beating, and he'll leave Penguin upstairs alone. Kool-Aid is the only man on site. He's got those 3 gas carriers, but here we go. Penguin right on cue. He'll fall back. We're now even man count, but like I said, all TSM have to do is land 1 single bullet into the chest of either of these operators, and that's the round done and dusted.
You see Kool-Aid with 3 smokes could still use these toxic babes to his advantage, but I mean, there's not so much you can do when you have 2 full HP attackers and still 45 seconds for them to work with. Here's the play, though. It's Penguin from above. This could either win or lose Parabellum the round. He does suspect, actually, in fact, knows somebody is upstairs either trying to hold that hatch or force him out. That's going to be Geo looking for some action above. Achieve still lurking down below, waiting to make the move, waiting for these toxic canisters to get expended, but Penguin no longer has any options. He'll take the gunfight and fall to Achieved. It's all up to the 1 HP Kool-Aid against the world. The flashes come in with 15 seconds on the timer. TSM begin the plant. The final toxic smoke goes out, but it is a bad toss, and so Kool-Aid will have to go for the swing. Achieved will silence him accordingly, and TSM go up 5-0.
And even if he had thrown that toxic gas correctly, that was still a pretty tough round win there. TSM did an excellent job of not only clearing that roam, props to Bolo for getting those 2 opening picks, making sure the trades were still in TSM's favor. Every time Parabellum tried to push out and find a pick, TSM was there to answer. And Penguin, I like the idea to rotate upstairs, but TSM looked like their info game was still on point, whether it was just the loud footsteps of the Maestro because he's a 3 armor, or if there was a drone up there. That was a really nice catch. Geo, like I said, he hit the brakes. Achieved went for the frag. Penguin, unfortunately, simply lost his fight by turning his back at the wrong moment. And now TSM are up 5-0. So this is that really dangerous ground that we were talking about with PB. They're already going to have a really tough time in the second half if they take this round and end 5-1. If they don't, this match pretty much over. I mean, 6-0 is a nearly impossible comeback. We've rarely ever seen a full comeback from that. I think only I can count probably the number of times that's actually happened on one hand in Pro League or even Challenger League. So Parabellum really, really, really need this first round. I mean, they already needed the last one, but now it's unequivocally do or die.
I mean, they're no stranger to Cinderella stories, right? They made that miracle run through, stage 3 of NACL, but yeah, this would be quite a Cinderella story again, if they can make the comeback in this map, if they do end up going down 6-0. But it is, they still have a shot. I mean, this is, like I said, potentially going to be that attacker-sided map, but for Parabellum to rely solely on that, I mean, that is certainly not the statement, not the performance that they wanted to come out in this closed qualifier with. They have a lot of fans in NA. I know all the, NACL crew, all the NACL fans are pulling for them. And so they've got, of course, a lot on their shoulders here. And, starting things out in round 6, this is their CEO defense, this top floor hold. Obviously not successful last time. We're going to have to see how they make some adjustments if they choose to play any sort of aggressive extensions like they did in that last round, because so far TSM, in terms of taking these early gunfights, they have been winning them unequivocally.
And, really the only extension you have is Melted out here by main stairs, and Spirit's holding right outside stock with the shield and his Remidis to assist, etc. He's got a lot of utility dedicated to that position, and we know, as we've seen in Challenger League, he can be quite the pain in the neck to try and flush out, but so far, judging by past rounds, it doesn't look like TSM have had too much trouble. Never mind. Actually, was that, oh no, that was Kool-Aid. I saw the MP5K, and I got confused for a second. I thought that was Spirits, but no, Spirits is in his normal position. Kool-Aid's in Banana trying to hold off the windows, but TSM right now aren't too concerned with that. You mainly just have people on rappels outside, the north side of the building. One ATM nearly catches Kool-Aid. Bolo's down below, could potentially find frag grenades, and with how good TSM's intel game has been so far, I wouldn't be surprised if we see at least one, maybe even 2 kills from those nades.
All right, now TSM, they are taking their time, and Harrison, as if on cue, there's the nade kill to take down Eska. Spirits will fall close behind at the hand of Merc, and that, Zofia LMG. Kool-Aid looking for a kill back, gets lit up and can't win the fight with the upside down rappel. Bolo will pick up the kill from behind. Penguin will get one, but Melted drops at the same time, and it is going to all fall on the shoulders of the IGL, who does not stand for much longer as Geo cleans him up. That is a flawless half for TSM. They come out of the gates here on Bank, and I mean, it looks like Parabellum doesn't even have a chance.
Nah, they look okay. I don't think it's fair to say Parabellum look completely lost. I mean, first of all, it's kind of hard to look lost in your defense. It's more of an attack thing. But TSM are just handling them. That one nade from Bolo onto Eska seemed like the call for the team to just push on up. I mean, not only did you kill the Echo, which is a huge pick, but as people stormed up the main stairs, none of Parabellum could fight back. I mean, Kool-Aid was busy fighting the window, and who killed him? It was actually Bolo from behind coming up those steps. And that's kind of been a theme so far, is Parabellum not winning fights and TSM being at the perfect place at the perfect time. Whether that's down to coincidence, which I doubt, it's probably just down to really good coordination and really good info. TSM are in control of Bank through and through, 100%. There's no argument to be made there. And Parabellum are finally going to be on their attack, so yeah, advantageous side on Bank. Maybe. They've got the Ace and the Maverick. They're running actually triple hard breach with that Thermite. I mean, it's a downstairs defense, so it definitely makes sense. They want to have all that at their disposal, but how much is that really going to matter when TSM are employing a roam? Vigil, Mozzie, Castle. Wouldn't be surprised if a lot of those hatchers are going to be open for that roam's fallback, so a lot of the redundant utility on PB might end up being useless.
Right, this is the downstairs defense like you mentioned, but so much of this defensive hold from TSM is going to be focused elsewhere. It's going to be focused on those top 2 floors. You combine, the Vigil with that Mozzie, the information denial that they have. I mean, you have the Echo in play as well, and, his cams don't just have to be stationary on the site. You could even use those to assist the roam. TSM, they are hungry to contest Parabellum at their entry point the moment they step into this map, and unless Parabellum, get a move on, figure out what they're dealing with, and start just, working their way through that periodically, it is going to take them a good bit of time, and it could come down to the last second. Here's that intel I mentioned, though, from Chala. He's got that Yokai drone in main lobby, one over by Square. Keeping an eye on any of these entry points from Parabellum, can relay that information to a couple of these roamers. Both Merc and Bolo, they're on the hunt for some kills.
Did Eska see that guy in front desk? There's someone proned under that desk. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Merc on the Vigil, and the person Kool-Aid spots is actually the Mozzie. He could be easy prey. Actually, any of these PB members. Now upstairs, the Sledge is trying to go to work on the floor. Merc can pop up at any time, and there it is. In fact, he'll get 2 kills. Both the Sledge and the Jackal, who is supposed to be hunting him down, but unfortunately, scanning the footsteps of the Mozzie means the Vigil remains unseen, not even really using his cloak, just evading the drones. And Parabellum, clearly not as good of an intel game on their attack as TSM had. And those 2 opening picks, not only is that, nades off the board, that's your Jackal, that's going to make the remaining roamers with all this drone denial a lot tougher to pin down. Merc will finally get traded back, but it's taken half the round. A set of nades, smokes, which are oh so useful on this bottom floor. And now all of TSM have peeled back. They can play off the smokes and the Echo.
Right, they can sit back and wait for Parabellum to push into them at this point. Parabellum are considerably weakened, and, well, they may be looking to go for a play here. It's a fast vault drop, and they're going to get punished, actually. Spirits will get one back, but Bolo taking down Melted. That means it's all onto Mozzie's shoulders. Rather, Maverick, it's all onto Spirits here, and there is simply nothing he can do. It is Bolo to clean him up, and it is TSM to take the most dominant map we have seen in quite some time. That is a 7-0 flawless victory here on Bank. Map 1 going their way. Parabellum will have to make quite a comeback on map 2 coming up in just a few moments.